How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. So we should be doing a little bit of Telos. We should be going off and making sure that we learn that and get a lot better at it, but this inventory, especially with the new spells, kind of just makes me want to panic a little bit. So instead, what we're going to do is something a little bit more chilled. We're going to be going and looking at the RuneScape mobile app on the Play Store. And we're going to take a look at the reviews, have a read through them, and see what everyone's saying. I'm wondering exactly what people are giving in, as feedback for this, as personally, I still feel like the app could have used quite a bit of work before releasing it, but I completely understand as well why they have released it at the moment. I just hope that they haven't missed out on a massive opportunity by releasing it not ready to the public, and they're, you know, turning a lot of people off from the game. But anyway, let's jump over to that and let's see how this goes. Let's see what everybody said. If you enjoy the video, do leave a like on it. Do subscribe to the channel if you are new. But otherwise, let's get going. Okay, so looking at the actual overall reviews, we have 6,609 in total, and we are sitting at a 3.0. That's not too great. Honestly, that's actually a bit less than I would have expected, but to be fair, I did personally feel like the game was rushed out a little bit too quick. But we're not here for my opinion, we are here for the players' opinion, the people who have left a review. We're going to look at that, read what they say, and we'll give a little bit of thought on what they think. So, the first one says, clunky UI with too much happening at once. My phone is 6 inches, yet it feels super cramped with pop-ups and messages going on every minute or so. The graphics are not amazing. With this 3GB size, I would assume it could reach levels of other more realistic looking games. But it seems that's not possible at the moment. This is my first time playing RuneScape, so I wasn't sure on what to do. Pre-reg price? I assume he means prizes, didn't come through. I guess I'll just play on the PC. Okay, so basically this person's saying the UI just seems a little bit crammed together. It says there's messages and pop-ups. I'm not too sure about what that is. Maybe he's talking about the tutorial where it's trying to tell him how to play the game a little bit, especially since the task list does come up every now and again as well when you're doing the beginning bit, but that's there to teach you the game. So all the arrows and the pop-ups and messages trying to teach you the game right at the beginning is kind of important, and I don't think Jagex can really do anything about that. I think they do need to be there. It's not pop-ups like trying to sell you anything. I know that they don't have anything like that in the game. They like flashes onto your screen, so that's always good. But as for the graphics just won't change. Basically, this is RuneScape after all. The graphics are what they are, and making RuneScape look more realistic just wouldn't sort of fit the theme that it's going for now. It just wouldn't feel right. But personally, I think the mobile version looks great in comparison to the PC version, of course, and we're used to those graphics as regular players. I think they've done a great job of making mobile look pretty much exactly the same as on PC. But otherwise, he said, my first time playing RuneScape, so I wasn't sure on what to do. This is going to be one of the big problems, in my opinion, for this game. All the new players that come to the game, they're going to get so confused and get lost, which is why when mobile released, I did go ahead and make like 3 or 4 guides for mobile alone, just to try and, you know, help as many people as I can out. I've got quite a lot of comments on those videos saying that it has helped, so that's absolutely great. But at the same time, for the people who don't go to YouTube and look for that sort of stuff, they are going to struggle. They are going to get to a point where they don't know what to do, and the tutorial's ended, and it doesn't really tell you, like, this is what you can work towards. It tells you how mining works, how smithing works, how to kill stuff, but it doesn't tell you why you're doing that. And the big problem for me is why. Why am I doing this? If you don't know why you're doing something, then you don't actually know what to do when you get your hand let go of. The pre-reg prizes, I feel like Jagex probably could have done a better job with handing them out. They did all go. Everybody got them. They're just in your wardrobe straight away. It would have been nice if there was a button to press claim, though, so people knew they'd got them. But otherwise, everyone did get them, so there's not a problem with that. It does look like this person is going to try it on PC, so that's great to hear. So with that in mind, we'll move on to the next one. Alright, so next up we have a 3-star review that says, if you've played RuneScape before, you know what to expect here. It's a good port over for mobile for the most part. My only complaint is there seems to be some lag and delays for taking actions and using the menus. Running on a Note 20 Ultra, so my specs aren't the issue, even with frame rate over 3. Even with frame rate over 3? 3 frames per second? Huh? No. That can't be what they mean. But basically, yeah, fair enough. The game is very laggy, but it's not just mobile. I don't think that's like mobile specific lag. When the game actually launched, yes, there was a lot of mobile lag because everyone was downloading it, everyone was joining in, and there actually was a lot of lag. I don't know how that works. I don't know why mobile was lagging more than other things. You couldn't even get in. I didn't know that the actual game on your side was connected to the download button on the Play Store. I guess it is. I don't know how that sort of stuff works, so absolutely fair enough. But Jagex says in response to this, hello there, thank you for leaving your review. We are aware of the lag issue with our game and we're doing everything we can to solve it. For now, please head to our Discord server here. I'm not sure why he wants to head to the Discord server. That doesn't really make sense. I feel like they're just sort of pushing their Discord server there. Fair enough. But saying that they're aware of the lag issues and they're doing everything they can to solve it, I don't know if I agree with that, Jagex. We've been talking about the lag issues for ages, because this is just purely the RuneScape lag. It's not just RuneScape mobile lag. It's just whatever world you're on. I noticed when I was making my video that Jagex, I don't know whether they'd set it up on purpose or not, but it was filtering all the new mobile players to go to the same world. I assume this was done on purpose because I just assumed they wanted people to join a game and see that it looked busy. But the issue with this is the servers can't hold that many people, so it should have maybe stopped. If a world hit 300 new players, or not 300 new players, but 300 players in general, it should have filtered it to another world just to give people that better experience. It's better to join a game that you only see 4 or 5 people running around and actually be able to play it stable than to join a game and see 20 people, 30 people running around and be lagging as soon as you join. So I feel like this was a little bit of a mistake if they did that on purpose. Obviously, we can't say that they actually did, but I would imagine that when it did that, it automatically was set to sort of push people to the same world when they joined in. Because when I joined, it put me on a world with about 700 people on it, and I just feel like that's a bit of a silly idea. But Jagex, I really hope you're telling the truth. I hope you are doing everything you can to solve the lag in game, because we just need it. Come on, we just need it. But let's be honest, we're probably getting our hopes up a bit too high for that, right? I don't know. I just don't think that's going to be a thing anytime soon. So far, nothing too positive. Let's see if we can find another random one. So the next one is a 4-star review. This should be positive, right? It says, I have both iOS and Android. My iOS runs smooth as, only problem is slight click delay. Menu and map sometimes doesn't register touching, completely nailed it on iOS. As for my Android, well, basically unplayable. And it had the latest update on my phone, has 0 background programs, and it's virtually brand new. It's a Samsung A12. The game is either too advanced for my A12 or it needs a small tweak to run smoothly on Android. Otherwise, I'm very happy with the app. Well done with the mechanics. Okay, so this is something that I was thinking about, and this is one of the things that I said I feel like the game wasn't ready for launch yet, and it's because it doesn't work on every single device. The way that it's done is it's being optimized for specific devices. Now, what I mean by that is they will optimize it for, say, the phone that I have, which is a Samsung S20, and then they'll also optimize it for something like the Razer Phone 2 that I had ages ago, and then they'll have to go back and do the Samsung Galaxy Edge and the Edge Plus and all that sort of stuff. Now, of course, I don't do all this sort of stuff. I don't know how it works exactly, but they've made things about this and they've talked about it and they've said that's how it works. But I assume some stuff works for other stuff, so you can probably take the S20 over to like the S20 Plus, all that sort of stuff. But something tells me that they went for the higher end phones first and didn't consider the fact that most people don't actually have those big end brand new phones. There's so many comments in this, and I've had a quick scroll through just to confirm that I'm right. The A12 and the A range from Samsung is actually like so popular. So many people are saying I've got this, the A12, the A9 or whatever. And yes, these are not as good phones as other ones, not as good tablets if it's a tablet as well, and they will probably struggle to run the game a little bit better. However, I feel like they should have made it so that either it doesn't run on those devices, like as in you can't get it on those devices, or focus on optimizing for those a little bit better. Because I feel like people are getting this game, they're trying it out, it doesn't work, it's laggy, it doesn't respond, it's really bad, and they just close it off and it's gone. So it's great to see all the fixes that have gone through, because my phone now does run this game absolutely great. Like, there's no issues with it. There's every now and again there's a few graphical bugs and stuff like that, but personally I know what those are. You just reload the game. For other people, they might be thinking, why does the game look like this? This is ridiculous. And then that could literally be all it takes for them to be like, nope, this game isn't finished, it doesn't work, and kill it off. This is a full release now. This isn't a beta, this isn't early access. This is the full release game, and I feel like these things should be fixed, like the bugs, the graphic bugs, all that sort of stuff. I feel like shouldn't be there anymore, because people are going to see that, going to be like, nope, don't want to play this, and close it off. I know for a fact if I downloaded the random mobile game off the App Store, if it didn't work when I loaded it, or if it was laggy or delayed, or if anything like graphics wasn't loading, I'd just close it and be like, well, this game's crap, this game is cheap and tacky, and I'd just uninstall it. So that's a missed customer, and obviously that's not just me. I'm not saying, oh, they've missed out on me, who cares? There's going to be thousands and thousands and maybe even freaking tens of thousands of people that have done this and closed it off. This game has 1 million downloads, like it has more than 1 million downloads. It just makes me feel like Jagex wasn't looking at the long term. They were kind of just looking at, you know what, this is going to bring in a lot of money. Let's just get it out there. Let's just grab as much money as we can. And then if it dies, if it doesn't bring in as many people as it could do, then hell, you know what, we got our money. Let's get out of here. But I don't want to keep saying this is Jagex. I don't want to keep slamming like all. I'm not slamming the mods. It's not the mods that play the game. It's not the mods that develop the app. It's not them that even press the release button. It's the people that tell the mods what to do. It's the people above them. It's the investors, the people who spend the money and say, this is where we want the money to go, and this is where we want to see the returns from. They're the ones that want to get the big cash grab. They're the ones that want to make sure this game is out there straight away as soon as possible. And they are the reason there is still a shop icon on the homepage of this. They said that would be gone on launch. Then it was apparently delayed to be moved. It wasn't delayed. They wanted it there even just for just a few weeks when the mobile players all joined. Because I know for a fact mobile players spend a fortune. I have people join my Discord who have been talking about it, asking how to buy bonds, saying the shop isn't working. How do they fix the shop? Mobile players spend a lot more than PC gamers do. That's all there is to it. But let's move on from this one. This video is going to get ranty as hell. I can really tell. We've done like what, 2 or 3 reviews so far. This isn't good. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so to make sure this isn't just a full-on negative thing, we're going to move on to a more positive one. And I agree with pretty much everything in this comment. Honestly, guys, there's 2 sides to it, and I sort of sit right in the middle. But let's just read this one. This person says, "Wow, so happy it's finally here. The UI seems to be organized extremely well, considering how vast the UI is on PC. Login was simple and easy to log in with my current account. Performance seems really great. I haven't crashed or had frame drops or other similar issues. It's been smooth sailing. Thanks so much, Jagex." Okay, so this is obviously a really great review, 5 stars as well, and I agree with everything they've said. The UI for mobile, in all honesty, I think they've done a great job with. I really do. There used to be loads of issues with it. They have gone through and they've slowly fixed them, and I think that where it is now is actually in a really good position. There is still some stuff I would change. There's still some stuff that I would add, but they've listened to us with the map and stuff. They've moved that back. I think at the moment it's in an okay position. I would personally love to see the combat circles on the right hand side be visible when you have that open, and just minimize the inventory by 1 bar. There's a lot of dead space in there that could be used to allow that to happen, so hopefully they do that at some point. However, this person also said login was simple and easy with my current account. This is a player that's already played the game. They obviously have a current account in the game as well. They know what RuneScape is all about. They don't need to know what to do in the early game and all that sort of stuff because they're just logging into their main account. However, like I said, this game was optimized on specific phones as well, and I assume they got most of them, like most of the main phones done at the beginning. And of course, if you have one of those phones, then happy days, you're in the group of people who can literally just log in, get in the game and play. So that's absolutely great. When it works great. Jagex actually have done a good job of getting the game onto mobile and making it work to the point where you can do pretty much anything in game. And I always say this, like the mods have done such a good job on design. They've screwed up a little bit here and there. They've done some stuff that's very questionable, but when they've listened and actually gone back and done stuff, it's definitely been a step in the right direction, and there is some good ideas. There's just a few things that still need to be tweaked, so hopefully they do keep listening. Now, Jagex keeps posting on here. Join our Discord. Get into the Discord. Give any feedback. So guys, I'm going to put the Discord thing right here now. So if you have any feedback for them on what they could improve, then get in that Discord. Go on, get in there and give them feedback, because we do need the extra feedback if we want this to keep working. Oh dear, back to a 2-star review. The game could be so much better. The mechanics of the controls are just wrong. I also noticed there is a lot of in-game lag to add to the non-user friendly control system. You press at a location and you find your character going the wrong way. I was really looking forward to this game and had it on watch for such a long time. Disappointed with the product. Sad face. I just want to include here what Jagex's reply was before we continue on, because it's kind of important. They said, "Hi Bad Blood, sorry to hear you're not enjoying our app. Regarding the lag issue, you might want to try changing the world. And also make sure your internet connection is strong and stable. As for the UI issue, you are more than welcome to make your feedback heard on the mobile forum, not the Discord this time." Okay. I wanted to include this bit purely just for the lag issue. You might want to try and change the world, because they know the world's a struggle with server delay. So why are people going onto the same world? Why is there not something in place to move these people when a world is 300 people like full? Move them to something that's a little bit less, or make it like 400, 500 at least. When there's 700, 800 people in the world, it's so bad. It's so freaking bad. So this person said the mechanics of the controls are just wrong. That's just RuneScape. Unfortunately, that's just how it's going to play on the mobile version. It is just the way it works. It is click to move. There is a tick system. And when you say the controls are just wrong, I assume you're sort of thinking it'd be nice with like a joystick and stuff. I always get comments on my mobile video saying, "Where's the joystick? There needs to be a joystick to move." It is tap to move. That is just the way RuneScape works. It has always been like that, and it has to be like that for the game to work the way it does. There's certain things in the game that absolutely need that, and if it didn't work like that, then it just wouldn't be the same game. But as for the lag, this is something I think Jagex should have really sorted out before launching this. Whether they even just made it so that there was worlds specifically added to spread out the population for mobile, whether they added like an extra 50 worlds just for even a couple of months so that people could get on and be on world of 100, 200 people, and they just spread them out as they join in so there's no delay. I feel like this was a really important thing not to miss. When he says that his character just walked off in the wrong way, he's probably just tapped on something and then accidentally touched it with his thumb on the other side of the screen. I do it all the time on mobile. It's a pain, but it's not the actual app's fault. It's just misclicking. But I feel like the lag issue was really something they should have got sorted and under control before they actually launched this app. Like, they should have definitely just done something, whether it was add some more servers, whether it was do something to make the servers just hold more people. And I don't know what they could have done, but they definitely could have done something. When old school RuneScape launched on mobile, they were prepared. They had extra servers, they added extra worlds to the game. There was a load more worlds, like so many more, so that the people could spread out and people could get in. And then they slowly removed those worlds as people stopped playing. As the population sort of came back down a little bit, they slowly started removing those worlds to what was needed. I don't know why Jagex didn't do this for RuneScape 3. Because this could have been huge on RuneScape Mobile, because this is the sort of game mobile players love. There's just a few things they should have done first before releasing it. And I just really still have that feeling that it was rushed out to get a bit of a cash grab, and that's kind of all they really cared about. We're going to make this review our last one, and then I'm just going to give a little bit of thought on the whole topic, because I feel like it's all sort of going the same way, and you guys probably know what to expect from the rest of them. But this person says, game is extremely laggy, especially on big cities. UI is a cluster fork and scary for new players. There is too much on the screen with little explanation. Moving is a complete pain in the ass, and response time is a joke. 1 out of 100 would not recommend. Okay, so I feel like this review is a little bit strong, and what I can see from this is it seems like they got pissed off with some stuff and they just came and wrote a terrible review. Of course, all the stuff that they've said here is still relevant. It's still stuff that I've been saying throughout the whole thing. Game is extremely laggy, should have been sorted, especially on big cities. If he's talking about graphic lag, he's probably got a terrible phone, because it actually doesn't make that much difference when you're in a big city to a little one. What I've noticed makes the game lag is actually specific places that Jagex haven't optimized yet, which most of them I believe have been done, but also having a lot of characters on screen with like effects and particle effects, that makes it lag by quite a lot. Usually if you're running through somewhere like Prifdanis or whatever, it doesn't tend to make much difference to if you're running through Lumbridge, for example. As for the response time, that's the same thing that we were talking about before with the lag and delay, which is what I thought he was meaning at first. So this is something that like I said, should have been sorted, should have absolutely been sort of taken into account before they added so many people into the same world. But it is what it is. It's already been done. The UI is a cluster fork, which obviously we all know what that was meant to say, and scary for new players. The UI could definitely be confusing for new players. I completely agree with that. However, the UI for this mobile game is nowhere near as bad as most other MMOs on mobile. They're so terrible, it's ridiculous. There's so many things on your screen flashing at you. Like, this person probably hasn't played many other MMOs on mobile. So Jagex have done a good job with the UI. I'm standing by that point. I think that it is confusing, but unfortunately the UI for RuneScape is freaking huge. There's so much stuff, and I feel like it definitely needed to be there. The stuff they've got is all stuff that you need in game. In fact, we need more. The stuff that we need more stuff on there, which would only make it more confusing. So I still think that they've done a good job with the UI. Saying there's too much on the screen with little explanation, maybe there's a few icons that you don't know what they are, but at the same time, the tutorial should have gone through most of that stuff for you. So if you paid attention to the tutorial and didn't skip it, then that probably could have helped out a little bit. Obviously, I don't know if you did skip it or not, but I'm assuming if you'd paid attention to it, you'd know a little bit more about what's on the screen. I feel like they probably could have done something with the UI though, talking about what specifically on mobile, having something where you press a button and it literally brings an overlay over the screen and tells you what all those icons do. I feel like that'd be a lot better. Whether you press a button and it toggles like little text boxes that says above the bag, inventory, worn equipment above the helmet, all that sort of stuff, I feel like that could be a really cool idea. Overall though, I think this review was a little bit harsh, but at the same time it shows exactly where people are coming from. But we're about to talk about that now separately. So that was the last review, and then I just want to give a little bit of thoughts, and I'm going to use this last review as well just to talk about that a little bit and give a little bit of examples of what I mean. Okay, so for this next bit, please keep in mind that I know that I'm not a game developer. I know that I do not understand how all the sort of programming and all that sort of stuff works, but at the same time, I kind of have an idea of what could have been done better, what could have worked, and whether they were just limited on money, whether they're limited on time. And also, just keep in mind that I am not bashing on the mods for like the 5th time in this video. I am not bashing on the mods. The mods do what they're told pretty much. They work hard, they do what they do, and I think Jagex mods are actually absolutely brilliant on what they do with what they're given, but I know for a fact that they've got investors on them telling them they need to make money this much, they've got targets to reach, all that sort of stuff. The game needs to make money. That's just the way of the world. So do I think that they've missed a big opportunity with this? Yes. I feel like they've rushed it out. I feel like the investors have probably said, Mobile's going to make so much money. We need to focus on mobile. Why has it not been finished yet? This is going to be something that we have to get done because we want the money from it. And it probably has. I don't doubt for a fact that mobile's probably made more money from them since being fully released than the main game has. Like, guys, I almost guarantee it. Obviously, there's no way to know. But mobile MMO players specifically are almost trained to spend money on the games. All MMOs on mobile are pay to win. RuneScape, yes, does have pay to win elements, but you don't need to do it. But there's a shop icon right there on the front screen. They know it's there. They've put it there on purpose. And whether the mods have done it themselves, they probably don't like it. I bet the person who programmed that button in freaking hated doing it. But they've been told, I guarantee they've been told to put that there and make sure it's there. And obviously, they've got to do it. They've got to do what they have to do. It's their job at the end of the day. So the issues that I think they should have done is they should have, one, made sure that the lag wasn't as bad as it is. And I understand that a launch always has issues. Like, a launch always has issues, but the lag, the server response, all that sort of stuff is not only due to the launch. Obviously, having a lot more people on will cause the servers to lag a bit more. But when I was doing the videos on this, I literally did this as mobile was being launched, by the way. I was going through the list for like the whole day. The top few worlds had thousands of players on, but further down the list, there were still worlds with 100 people, 200 people, 300 people, so they could have spread the players out a bit more. When you log into the game, it automatically selects a world for you. Now, I don't know how this works, whether it picks a world at random, just goes on the list and goes, boom, you're having this world, or whether it rotates through them for each player and tries to spread them out, or whether it goes, you know what? Everyone's now playing, let's put you all on the same world so you get a better experience. Jagex probably have a way to make it pick what they want it to pick. For example, when I played on my free-to-play account, I made one for the videos, I logged in, it automatically put me on a world of about 700 players. When I logged in, the world was busy, it looked great. At first, I was like, wow, so many people. This game's doing great, this is good, this is a good atmosphere, this is great. And then when I started doing stuff with the video, doing the tutorial, all that sort of stuff, the server delay was noticeable immediately. There was lag when I clicked, it took a few seconds for my character to decide to move. All the stuff that regular RuneScape players are used to, right? We know that if a world's busy, that's just what's going to happen. So I feel like they could have spread that out. I've said that a few times just to keep people happy. And the reason this is so important, the reason this is super important is as soon as one thing goes wrong when you join a game, a brand new game, one thing goes wrong, you feel it straight away, you're going to start looking for other things as well. You're going to think, right, well, that's not good. What else is bad? And I guarantee you, I'm not just being a negative person here. People do this. This person here did the exact same thing. The game was laggy, and then suddenly they were saying the UI is bad, and then they were saying that there was too much on the screen with little explanation. The moving is a pain in the ass. Like, that is just the way it works. As soon as one thing pisses you off, everything starts feeling negative as well. All the bad stuff starts coming out, and everyone starts forgetting about the good stuff about the game. You need to make sure that when you launch a game like this, it doesn't have these like big glaring issues in your face. Whether that meant adding more worlds and spreading the players out a bit more, or whether it meant doing something with the servers and making it less laggy, I don't really know, but that's not the only thing as well. Things like making the UI more understandable, adding a button to overlay it and tell people what it is, making a specific like 2-minute tutorial just to quickly like pop up on your screen and say this is this icon, this is this icon, this is this icon, and that sort of thing. I feel like would have been a lot better. Also, maybe getting the people to set up their own ribbon bar when they're in the tutorial, maybe like showing people to go to the ribbon bar, this is what this icon does, do you want this on your bar? Yes or no? Yes, I do. Yes, I want this one. I want one equipment. I know what skills are. I guarantee you by the end of that, they know what all those icons are. They know this is their prayer book. They know this is this is this. Making people do stuff specifically rather than just throwing it all on there and saying go will 100% help them understand it. But my biggest issue with this, and the only thing that I've mentioned pretty much over and over again, is I feel like the game wasn't ready. I feel like it was rushed out. And the problem with that is when there's things that are still wrong and it's been rushed out, it only takes that little thing to make the whole thing seem terrible. I think they've done a great job with RuneScape Mobile. Personally, I think the game is absolutely great for what it is, but I'm a RuneScape player. I'm not a new player to the game. I'm not trying out a new MMO for the first time. It's been hyped up for ages. It's been there for pre-register. You've been told that you're going to get all this stuff. And when you've joined, the game is laggy, it doesn't work, and no matter how much stuff you're going to give to new players, they don't care. They're not invested in the game, the new stuff means nothing to them. If the game doesn't run well when they first try it, they're going to uninstall it and not come back. But anyway, this video has gone a long way. I hope that something happens with RuneScape Mobile and gets it to a point where it runs really well. I hope that they can sort of get on track and make sure all these updates are pushed really quick. They're doing a good job of replying to all these reviews. I will give them that. They're definitely doing a really good job of that. And I know they've put through lots of fixes, lots of updates and stuff. So hopefully they keep coming. And hopefully the game gets to a point where people who try it do want to stay. It's had 1 million downloads. Our in-game population has seen a little bit of a rise. nowhere near as much as you would have hoped, but hopefully that does change, and hopefully they can reel plenty of people in and can keep them on the hook, just like pretty much all of us watching here probably are. But anyway, guys, that's going to be the end of the video from me. I do apologize about all the ranting. I just like to get my thoughts across, and honestly, this was an opinion, I will say it, and normally I just don't even care if I say that or not, but this is an opinion. If you guys want to disagree, you can disagree. Get in the comments, let me know, disagree with me in the comments. I love talking to you all. Doesn't have to be toxic. You can disagree with me, it's absolutely fine. Getting your points, getting your explanations, I love reading all of them, so do leave a comment. Do leave a like if you enjoyed the video. If you disagree and you don't like the video, leave a dislike. It really doesn't make much difference to me at all. But also, if you did enjoy the video and you're new to the channel, do subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye.